Let me see. I'm trying to see. Oh my gosh. I am terrible at this, y'all. I am trying to see if I can see how many viewers it has. Cancel. Sent. Okay. Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was
Oh,
making sure it was so awkward, and I cannot see how many viewers it has. So I was like, but I'm glad I figured out I figured out how to do this panel thing because I did not like the other setup.
me neither. I'm glad you figured it out too. I don't know. I'm trying to turn on my camera. It's talking about enhance effects. Like, are you telling a bitch she needs a filter? Oh, there I am.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I am sorry. I I was rushing because I said I'm trying to be timely today.
Right. I was sitting here like taking my notes of like the timeline because I figure like that's what most people have questions on. And I had so many people like messaging me like Artis is wrong. Like he must have made a mistake because he essentially is the one who confirmed,
What
the
happened?
timeline for us.
And somebody was trying to go back and forth with me in the comments talking about this was shot after a reunion. I'm like, it's not shot after the reunion. Like,
Yeah.
I want y'all to know this was not shot after the reunion. Was the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Let's see. Gosh. But yeah, that was the biggest thing. I had a lot of comments either. I should log in on my other side because to see because
So
I was
you can
replying.
see the comments, right? Can I see the comments? Because I want to like know what people are saying.
I can
Or
see
like
some. I don't think anybody has
or
said
what
anything yet.
oh, okay, like what they want to know or whatever.
Okay, because I'm trying to exit this off right here. But I'm only seeing like people who liked it.
Okay.
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing? Can y'all comment? Can some people comment, hey? Because I just want to make sure like I can see. Because I don't
Oh,
know.
I
I
can
can see
see how
okay.
you see.
I can see people. Okay, now I can see.
Okay, I can see
Because I
it.
was
Yeah.
like, I just want to make sure because I was like I was not seeing everything. But yeah, we are waiting on Aisha to join. She says she's getting her stuff together, so we're gonna be talking about it, and it might be a short live because there was not a lot to talk about. Honestly, it was very lackluster to say the least. But I'll save my comments until later.
You
But
got
how
your
you been? But how you been? I have not talked to you. Well, I talk to you all the time, but I have not talked to you in person in a while.
You know what? It's honestly been like a rough few weeks because I don't know if you've seen that I posted on Instagram that my dog went missing. I posted it
Yeah.
on TikTok too. So he actually passed away. Like we found him and was not alive. So it's been really tough for me.
Was
So
he near the house?
so I was actually out of town
Oh, okay.
and I was in New York, so he was at the dog sitters and he got loose from the dog sitters and yeah. So it's been really tough. So this is like a really good distraction. This was like the first time I've gotten up and like done my hair and my makeup. So it's a good
Just to get you
distraction.
out, get your mind off things.
Yeah,
Because I
for
saw that and I
sure.
was like, oh, but I'm glad you able to have closure because like if you would never have known that sucks worse than not knowing.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I don't want to like kill the mood, but yeah. So for everybody that's joining, we are going to be talking all things Love is Blind after the altar because a lot of people had questions on our recent videos about the episodes, the timeline, the filming dates, all of that. And so we want to know like what you guys talk about and what you want us to cover. I know.
Because
Thanks, Sharon.
because I think it's so important that people know that we know a little bit more than what y'all see. So our perspective is a lot different when y'all see our videos because we know a little bit more behind the scenes than a lot
Yeah.
of people. So it's just like when we speak on something, we speak on it because we know of a different perspective rather than what we're just watching like everybody else. Because
Right.
I know some people, there was like, where it was, I really don't have a lot of time. Like, some people, will disagree in the comments, which I don't mind disagreeing in the comments, but somebody was getting real rude. Like, you don't know your dates. And
Mm.
I'm very much aware. I know the right sources to find out where I need to look.
Right.
So
And
I
I even, what's so funny is I even reached out, like I just shot Cole, Colleen, Nancy, Bartiz a DM, and that was like, hey, do you guys want to confirm the filming dates because people are confused about the timelines? But nobody responded. But that's cool. It's cool. Like,
I was like, they're probably, I ain't gonna lie. I would say they're going through, like, it's different. Like, watching the show, like, I know there's kind of certain feelings because, like, honestly, like, certain people, I probably wouldn't reply to messages either. Um, I'm not gonna lie, like, Colleen, for example, like, because I feel like out of everything that she, like, that happened on the show, like, I feel like it was kind of worse for her because I'm gonna be honest with you, she looked very uncomfortable in a lot of scenes.
yeah.
And like even when they were doing the confessional things, it just looked like it was very uncomfortable. Maybe that was just me looking, but like if y'all see it, and even Raven mentioned it either. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
saw that. She was just
Yeah.
like
I mean, to me, it just seemed like she doesn't like him. Like, to me, it seemed like Colleen does not like Matt. She kind of realizes that this probably isn't her person. And she seemed very annoyed by him. She seemed like she does not like that man. He seemed
she does.
smitten.
And like, because I noticed certain things because when they were going to the little dog park, I noticed that like he was like yeah, these are somewhat spoilers. Like, it's a lot of stuff. Like, but you honestly did not miss a lot in the show. Like, it was not a lot of material that they gave us. It was like kind of just meeting up, kind of like updating. It wasn't like anything that you probably didn't miss watching the first like the season. Honestly, like it
Right.
was just like a
Yeah.
build
Like,
up.
if you guys haven't watched After the Altar, there's probably going to be some spoilers, but I think a lot of people assume that After the Altar was filmed after the
The
reunion.
reunion.
So I feel like After the Altar really did not show anything that you didn't find out on the reunion. So
Yeah,
the
the
reunion
reunion really. The reunion.
is our most current information. And I think people thought they were going to get some after the reunion tea, and you don't get that. So I guess technically it's not a spoiler. Like, there really aren't any spoilers.
But because I'm gonna be honest with you, they personally could have got so much more material out of SK and Raven's situation after the reunion that it would
Mhm.
have made it more engaging, and they kind of could have put the focus on that, but they kind of made the focus to married couples, and like Brendan and Alexa are boring. Colleen and Matt did not want to see it, so it's just like, who are we there to watch?
Right. I
But
think they should have given us at least one episode post reunion, at least one, because I know a lot of people assume that proposal was after the cheating scandal, that he
Mhm.
reproposed after the scandal, and it is just not the case. Like, we essentially don't know nothing about the scandal except, okay, they broke up. Like,
Yeah, and it's just like if you don't follow our pages and know what's going on, you wouldn't have known. Like it was just
right.
like, oh, I'm sipping on an amaretto sour. No, wait, amaretto. That's what I'm drinking because I my Bartesian is going to work these past few months, so I love it. And my friends bought me pies for my birthday last month, so I've been doing is like drinking and trying different stuff. But yeah, Colleen does definitely seem scared of divorce, and I feel like she's the type of person who just stays in something because she's unhappy, but due to the fact that she does not want to be without, she kind of overlooks certain things. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's very suspect if the first 6 months you were together or married, you're fighting.
Yeah, you're fighting and you're not living together. You're not getting, just even their conversation to me was like, this is what you guys talking about? Like, would you still like me if I was a worm? Like, this is the kind of guys are talking about. Like, it was
They are still
they're
together.
gonna be announcing their divorce very soon.
I see it
I
too.
would bet my life on it.
And the thing about it is, it was just y'all. It has to be more than the whole fight situation because they changed their story 5 times at least on why they couldn't do it. He said it's $5,000 to break the lease. It's 5,000 to break the lease. Then she said his dog was humping everything. Then like it was just we were fighting for a while, so we couldn't get along. Then and it was just very weird to me. And and I was just because the thing about it is y'all think about it. Barchi said it was filmed in June. Like, is that what he said? Like June,
No,
I think. I
so
want to say.
Bartiz
No, I meant
said
the original season.
the original season, like the
Like
weddings were late June, early July. Because remember, Bartiz was on that boat 4th of July weekend.
like weekend. Okay, so yeah, like so June and
Late
June
June,
of that's
early July.
2020. That's 2021.
Yes.
If y'all think about it, if they had gotten married, regardless of the lease, if they started a year lease, it would have ended in at least June. This was filmed in August, September time.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of lease do you have that can't be broken after a year?
Right. They're lying. They're full of shit. Like
It's lies,
they
and
don't know if they want to be together. They don't know if this is something they can see themselves doing long term. That's why they're not moving in together. Like all the whole house buying stuff, that was for the camera. Why would
it
you
was.
buy a house? Why would you commit to buying a house with somebody before you live with them? Like that just doesn't make sense. And then
That's it.
by reunion time, October, they still weren't living together. So
The math is not mathing.
yeah, honestly, Colleen and Matt's storyline is so boring. They're gonna get divorced. Like that's what's next for them. And Alexa
And it
and
is.
Brennan, I just feel like Alexa is a bully. Like I feel like a lot of people love her, but she's a bully. Like she's a bully. She talks mad
It is.
shit about everybody, and they didn't even address like his drama. I feel like they could have at least addressed like how it was affecting them as a couple when the news broke of all these allegations. Like if it was true or wasn't true, like they should have at least addressed how it was affecting them as a couple, because we know it affected them because they both turned off their comments.
And just to address the comment, it said when was after the altar was filmed. After the altar was filmed in August, September area of 2022. So if y'all remember wisely, Hannah had text messages from September 20th when he was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna be like pretty much inviting her to Miami from September 30th through October
October
2nd."
2nd.
So
What's crazy is Hannah just commented on my post and said that so Alexa's party was August 26th, 2022. Hannah saw SK and his brother on August 21st of 2022. So she saw him a couple of days before that party. A couple of at most a week or two before he reposed to Raven.
and then somebody said when was the reunion filmed? I'm pretty sure it was filmed October 26th. I'm pretty sure it was that October 20th
Yeah,
section.
end of October, and then it aired November 9th.
And then let me see. Oh, I'm so sorry, Aisha. Let me accept
I
her
was about to say add Aisha in.
because I was like I did not see the thing because I really was talking. Okay, it's connecting
Like,
her.
oh, Lexi, as far as the allegations with Brennan and Alexa, I have the incident report on my page.
But a little
Video.
thing is, it's alleged that it was a domestic violence situation with another girl that he was dating, and like what she said was that like he hit her, and like she was like kind of knocked unconscious and had to go to the hospital, and it was a lot. Aisha, I'm so happy to see you as well. I was telling
Hi,
Ricky
you look
like
so pretty.
I'm so hungry, so excuse me while I'm eating like in the
you're
side.
fine. Because I was literally telling them, I was like, I have not seen y'all like in person in like a while. Like, but I talked to y'all, but like I haven't seen y'all like in physical form.
What have y'all talked about? And
No,
what have
we
y'all
were
not
trying
talked
to
about?
keep it light because we knew we were coming. We just talked about boring Colleen and Matt, which is like literally nothing to talk about except for the fact they don't live together. And then like we touched a little bit on Brennan and Alexa. We were waiting for you to like get into the juicy stuff of like what everyone's really here for, which is that timeline, because I took notes, okay, copious notes on the timeline.
And Aisha, I have a question for you. I
Yeah.
have a question from you. From a married woman's perspective, when the whole Colleen and Matt situation came up with like what did you think was kind of going on? Because as a married woman, I'm pretty sure like because the excuses were so different, and it's just like I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone that those are things that you kind of work past. Like, for example, like breaking the lease. I feel like within a year's time, you could have easily like got the money together to break a lease. Or like, if your dog, if you wanted the dog neutered, I'm pretty sure like that's a conversation that could have been had like in a marriage. And like since you're married, I was like that perspective from you.
Well, I've also been divorced too. So like, I mean, I'm sure anyone who's been in a relationship, if you've lived with a person, it's for the cast talked about how much they've argued. Like, if every single person on that cast is like all this couple does is argue, I don't think it's the worst thing that they weren't living together yet, because having your home life be chaotic is a next level if you haven't even sorted out how to disagree with each other yet. And so, I mean, it is a lot of excuses, but it seemed like a good idea they weren't living together if they're arguing that fucking much. I wish they would have filmed some stuff after the reunion. Like, this isn't new information. Are they still scared? Like, is she still scared of him? Looking scared
Because
of him?
because the thing about it is, I noticed because I said she looked scared at the reunion as well. So like her looking scared here and then looking scared in the reunion, I like put those two together because I was like maybe after because I think your perspective might change after you hear people's thoughts about after reunion and like what things you can work on, but it's just like there was no connect, like everything was pretty much after, so like you're hearing everybody's perspective after. I just want to know because I know Colleen did a live with I don't know that what's his name, Gillian, that guy, and
Yeah.
and I think she answered the question is like why you looked uncomfortable, and she was like, oh, like I already knew people were talking about the situation, so she was just like I was uncomfortable that it was being brought up, but I was just like,
I've dated someone before though, when when you go home, you're about to have to hear this shit again, and you almost don't want anyone to bring the shit up because you're like, oh my God, we just got into a place where we're good. And damn, we're gonna have to talk about this and rehash this shit out. I also know people who are in relationships where they would never want to live with their partner. So I just try to like let folks design the relationship that works for them. The fact that they argue so much and don't seem to have chemistry is more of a red flag than them not living together. They don't seem like they like each other.
That's what I said. That's exactly. I said it seems like Colleen does not like Matt. To me, she seems very annoyed by him. She seems very like. It seems like he gives her the ick. That is my take. Like
it does. She just
Matt
always
gives Colleen the ick for sure.
like I was very uncomfortable when he came over, like, oh, what are y'all talking about? Like,
Right.
it's
Yes.
just it was very possessive, and I don't like. I was just like, and like she seems like one of those people. She'll like let somebody walk over her just for the sake of it. So it's just like,
I
get
don't
out.
I mean, they're still together now, which is wild to think that this
Dude,
year
does
will be their
anyone know if
second
they live
year.
together in current time of February of 2023? Does
That's what
anybody
I
know
like.
they live together?
I wish Netflix would have refilmed some stuff. Even the little camera video with Raven was bootleg. Like, y'all got a budget.
No, it was
They
very
had
much
time.
You didn't even get SK to send one. That was what was so irritating to me.
We
because I'm
know
not
SK
saying
doesn't have anything but lies. Like, what's SK gonna say?
I
He's
want
a
to hear
whore.
the lies. Tell me something. Don't just say nothing. Like, I want to hear the lies at least.
and I was like, because I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong, but I was like, I feel like in that situation, you need to give everybody in the party a side to speak, even if you don't agree with it. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like everybody should be able to tell their side of the story. And it seemed like Netflix literally emailed Raven like, go ahead and just send us a little clip, and we're just gonna put it on, tag it in
Wait,
on
I
the
have a
end.
question though. Did y'all buy their chemistry? Like, do you think that they were scamming us, or did it seem real? Because Raven seemed a little more believable.
Believed her. Like, I believed her, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just easily bamboozled. I know Robert has never believed her, but I believed it. I believed it.
I bought it a little. I bought it at the airport because she kind of went in like she was not initiating affection.
Probably coming back from Cabo with Hannah at that airport trip.
Ooh.
She seemed more into it, but when he proposed to her, she almost like went to give him her cheek, and then she like turned and kissed him, and I was just like, "Am I getting scammed by Raven?"
It was because she definitely did seem more affectionate than she was in the rest, like the show. So like, I definitely give it to. If we did not know what we knew, we definitely would like. It's very believable that she actually liked him. Now I will say I didn't believe SK's part as much.
Did you see how nervous he was when he was giving that proposal? He was thinking of all the cheating, like to keep all that shit straight in your mind.
The whole time, all his scenes.
Even his brother looked when he told his brother he was going to propose to her again. His brother was like this, like I wonder if his brother knew what he was doing. Oh, he had to.
His brother knew what he was doing because I just told Robert that Hannah just commented on my post and said that she's seen SK and his brother on August 21st of 2022. And Alexa's party was August 26th. So a few days later was the party, which means the proposal was probably a week or two after that party. So he knew. His brother knew.
I will say the ring was very nice. I will give it to him.
Cool.
It was very
Do you think
nice.
Netflix bought it?
No, I think SK bought it.
You think so?
It seemed like he bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, like SK proposed again at the end. It was kind of weird. It was like, because the thing about it is they showed it in a trailer, so like we already knew what was gonna happen. Honestly, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't like watching the trailers to these shows because I feel like they just give too much away in it. Because like I feel like the whole episode was in that trailer, so I was so I really don't watch like when it comes to this show. Like I did not watch the trailer for it because I was like, it tells so much. And like, I'm one of those people, like, I put two and two together and like can figure it out before something. And I like to be like the element of surprise a little bit more. So like when the Perfect Match trailer came on at the end, I did not watch it. Like, I did not watch it because
But
like,
even that is so old being filmed and they're like pulling out all these old ass characters like Damien.
It's just old. Like everything is old. Like the timelines are so off, and I think that's what's throwing people off because people were arguing me down that the reunion was filmed like
arguing it down.
Was not filmed before the reunion. I'm like, Bartiz confirmed that it was. So essentially you get no new information. Like the reunion was our most recent information. And I think what was throwing off was Cole's scene where in the bar with his friend, he mentioned that Zenab was, saying that he was fat shaming and, they talked about the cutie and it only being 30 calories. And I'm like, they had to have refilmed that part to try and make it seem like present day, and then him throwing the cutie and eating the cutie.
I was like,
you guys had him refilm that part to make it seem like current time because that's the one scene that everyone's commenting like, well, then how was he talking about the cutie?
Right, and his hair looked a little different too.
Because I will say when it comes to like those reality shows, most shows do the confessionals after. So I don't know if it was because, for example, Real Housewives, they film everything and then they do the confessionals after the fact because, they go back and redo the things. So I was like, maybe it was that situation and they were just like, it's going to be brought up because I do think that because it was suspicious because Cole obviously didn't know either he was playing us or like at the reunion he did not know because he was like, what?
That's why he looked so shocked at the reunion because he's like, girl, we just talked about this shit. Where is all this energy? I just saw you and thought we were good. So now it makes sense why he seemed so shocked. And some people joined and were asking in the comments, yes, Raven accepted the proposal. And then obviously the cheating rumors broke out a few months later.
Right. So I think that is another thing that was confusing is people assume that, people assume that they were going to see what happened after that scandal broke out and that SK proposed after that. Because when I initially saw the trailer, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, okay.
That's what it looked like. Because the way they ordered the thing was, they ordered it like they like SK cheated on me and then they was like the proposal. So it made it look like, oh, they worked out their issues and then got back together and he proposed. That's what it made it look like. And I guess that's kind of a strategy they did when they want to do trailer because they say maybe they'll get people in to think they forgave and stuff like that. But I just don't think it worked. And I think Netflix needs to Netflix has to do a quicker turnaround because like you waiting a year to drop something is kind of insane because like I understand you want to have material on deck and And for a company that releases so much stuff, like, per month, you have to have a quicker turnaround when it comes to TV shows, because reality
Way
TV,
quicker turnaround. And these people are like living their lives publicly too. So it's just that shit's happening so fast. And if you're not going to turn it around quicker, at least film some new shit for us to have as the after the altar to make it more current.
yeah, like I just want something that's recent, like a month ago, like that soon. So it's just like we know the difference.
We
Also,
were moving faster than they were. TikTok was moving faster than Netflix was.
it's just like why am I telling y'all stuff that y'all like, y'all, this is stuff that like people would tune in to watch. Like, for example, like we were just talking about like the whole alleged Brennan situation. That would have tuned people in if they had discussed it. That's this cheating situation. That would have tuned people to come
The
in.
real, you're talking about if they would have actually shown glimpses into their real lives in the real shit that was actually happening versus this manufactured, let's have
Like,
Netflix host a
perfect thing,
party for
because it was
Alexa.
because nobody's that. I don't like maybe I don't believe in love, but like I'm like I believe like it's just like there's certain things where people just portray themselves too perfectly. Like I feel like Alexa and Brennan portrayed themselves too perfectly to where it was just like it wasn't believable.
You
Um,
think, what was it about them?
it was just something about them that it just didn't seem all the way to like, to me it just seemed like they were like trying to play that perfect card too much, and I just don't feel like it was realistic to me. Um, and you could kind of tell the dynamics because like I noticed how the dad said
The
something
dad
about
has a weird relationship with
it with
Brennan.
bro.
It is
They
fucking
don't
weird.
seem like they like each other at all.
It's also so my husband was watching it with me and he was like, why is Alexa's dad kind of sexual towards Brennan with like the I got a gift for you in my pants or whatever he said. It's just the way he kind of treats him is weird, but then Brennan acts so smug and like a know-it-all that you kind of are like happy that someone's being rough
Like
on him a bit.
a little bit,
She,
yeah.
she definitely wears the pants in a relationship. I just saw that comments because you could like because when she was like, oh, like he has control sometimes and I have control most of the times, baby, we don't believe that. Like I wrote that in
Right.
my I wrote that in my notes. I was like, we do not believe that. Like we obviously know you running this man, and I feel like Alexa has kind of like she kind of has twisted his balls to him for him to get jumped on and stuff. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like people like Brennan who like hate somebody off based off somebody else's opinion. Because my thing about it was I feel like, there's nothing like I know couples had that pillow talk moment, but I don't feel like it was a reason for you to like hate Cole, especially if you don't know his side.
I think Brennan's petty. I think he acts like he's superior, and I think
He
he acts like
does.
he was better than folks. He kind of reminds me of just what I imagine like a white straight man in Texas who acts
What
like
do y'all
better
think?
than everybody.
What do you think Brennan's energy is good like is towards SK? Like you had all this smoke for Cole for mistreating Zeneb. Like, what do you have to say about how the hell SK did Raven?
That's very a great point. Now I don't know if Alexa and Raven have the same relationship as Alexa and Zenib because he said Zenib is so close to her. That's why he had all the smoke. But that's a absolutely great point.
But my thing about it is I just don't like, for example, like that clown comment, I feel like it was unnecessary.
Wait, what
Um
comment was that?
like she was like, oh, we can hire Cole at the party, and like they
You
started
know
laughing. She
what?
was like, yeah,
Raven's
like we need a
actually
clown.
the one that said that though.
Oh,
Raven's
was
actually
she?
Alexa said we hired entertainment, and then Raven said a whole clown, and then he was like, yeah, he's doing red flags. Like,
Yeah.
so Alexa piggybacked off it, but Raven's actually the one who threw out clown.
That was lightweight though, y'all. You know your friends will start talking shit if your ex is acting up to help you feel like
That's true.
supported.
What did both of you guys catch? The shade, like that they low key said that Cole and Bartiz got scrimps. Did you guys catch that shade?
No, I didn't
I
catch
saw
that.
that though online. Well, maybe that was your video.
Well, yeah, that was another girl, the girl that Bartiz
There was it from New
like
York. The New York
branded.
girl.
Yes. Now that girl, the New Year's Eve girl, she said it,
Yeah,
but
her.
they made a slight comment about it. Nancy was like, "Oh, this is the only session I'm having today," and then Alexa said, "It's about the same size as Bartiz." Like, so,
Can I
I
say
didn't catch
a
that.
comment about that though? I have a personal pet peeve when someone will be in a whole ass relationship with a person, choosing them, and when they fall out, then all of a sudden they want to tell you that you're not good in bed, that they want to try to
I
break you
don't like
down.
that.
And my thing
Right.
is that it only makes you look crazy because you literally were the one who chose that partner. So all of a sudden, like, and I mean, this is, I get it being petty and saying a cute little comment to try to make yourself feel better, but like, to call them, like, what did they say, shrimp energy, whatever it is. It's like, girl, you were about to say yes to him, especially
Right.
what's
You
her
were
name?
Yeah,
about to have that shrimp energy for the rest of your life, so it must not
The
yeah.
be bad.
shrimp energy was working for you at some point, so don't make this the thing that you want to like trash him about because you were fucking him and you were happy and you said yes.
Cole, like Zeneb made like a shrimp energy remark at brunch as well, in reference to
She slept with him 5 times that first night and talked
exactly.
about their chemistry. Like, I get it. Be mad about something else. There's other things you can talk about Cole, but like, you bragged about sleeping with him 5 times in a night, and right, the shrimp energy was working. They just put that in the comments. Right. I'm just like, because when you go back to him, all of a sudden it's going to be working for you again, right?
Right. Right.
And I was gonna make another comment about something. Also, I don't. And also another comment I didn't like is because now maybe the girls is a little bit more acceptable. I feel like, but when it comes to the guys, I didn't feel like it was necessary to bring up Cole. Other than like, oh, he's coming, because it seemed like Brendan was trying to get everybody else to kind of clown in.
Yeah.
Also, I want to know, when did Nancy figure out that Bartice was on the boat 3 days later with a girl on his lap that he probably slept with? Because if you found out before this, like before that, and then you were like trying to be his friends, I have comments for you, because that's crazy to me. Like, why would you try to be friends with that man and he was on the boat with somebody else? Like,
I
and
think
like
it,
he
I think
embarrassed you.
it current time because she said that she had seen it on his story, so she had to have seen it in current time.
And like I said this in my video, I'm very anti friends with your ex, because like, what am I keeping them for? Like, I just feel like that's a contact in my phone that's very unnecessary. Like,
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to, like, why are we like going back in time? And I feel like he very much embarrassed her, and I feel like he
Very much
embarrassed her.
so.
And when you embarrass, like, I'm one of those, like, if you embarrass me, I don't want to be your friend. And I just feel like, and it just seemed very like, why are you still trying to be his friend? Like, do you still want something from him? Because it's just like, and I want all them to stop using the excuse like, we were about to get married. It was a month. Come on, y'all. Y'all couldn't have been in that much love. Like, there's only one couple, I believe, Karen, Lauren and Cameron, that I believe was in love for a month. Everybody else, I can't say the same thing, but like, they love to
Right.
use that
But you
excuse.
know,
Like,
people get caught up on like a holiday or like on spring break, or you know, people have like a great weekend and they're just like caught up in it. So I can buy that. I don't like Nancy saying that like I'm just too nice. Like at a certain point, you owe it to, maybe she's there now, but you owe it to yourself to like, girl, get the therapy, get whatever you need to like prioritize yourself, because
Yeah.
you can't. I'm just so, in the fact, I don't know. It was just like, not to be like an ageist, but Nancy's in her 30s and Bartice was 25 when they filmed. And I'm like, girl,
How
pick
did you even
yourself up.
let him bamboozle you? That was my thought. Like, how did you even let this man? Like, you're so grown woman, and he is like instant ick, right? Like, he's just like, ooh, douchebag alert. Like, so I feel like, how did you even let him trick you? Like,
And it's just
I
like,
mean,
what, like,
I got the vibes that Nancy still had some feelings and like had a little bit of hope. Like, you're hanging
for
out with
of
him,
sure.
you're
course.
friends with him, you hope that his feelings are going to come back and you guys can rekindle, which
I
to
like
me
when
is like,
she said no at the party. I was like,
right.
oh, girl, Nancy, go. I'm so happy for you.
And
Like,
then she Oscar Lawagoed him, like, you know?
yes, that part was funny.
Let me see. But I was just like, yeah, because I was just like, what's the purpose? Like, I just wanted to know the purpose. I was like, if it's for the storyline, just say you wanted it for the storyline. But it's just like, I feel like they went through so much
Yeah.
in that month that it was just like, I don't like. Granted, they had some good moments, but I feel like the good and the bad were kind of leveled
He's
up.
a manipulator. The way that he even was treating her on the couch, where decide if you want to be my friend or not. He reminds
Yeah,
me of a gaslighter, a manipulator. And for someone who maybe is working on their confidence, self-esteem, whatever, I could see, and she likes him. I could see her being like having to pull herself out of that. I'm happy her mom and her brother got it though. They were just
Right.
like, girl, be fucking for real right now.
Yeah, like what's the benefit? Why? And she was just like, there's no
and then she starts crying like, baby, the tears are not going to prove your point. Like,
Yeah, I'm just nice. That was her answer. I'm just like, no, bitch. Yeah, what's the benefit? And yeah,
Well, what did y'all think about didn't Bartiz say that like I can't remember who it was, maybe Raven and Alexa or someone had gone to him and they were like, we're telling her to cut you off. And I didn't like that because I'm like, Nancy's a grown ass woman. Let her you gotta give your friends some space to even make their own mistakes. It just felt like everyone's trying to save her, and I don't know if she necessarily needs it. She's like,
and
she can stand.
I thought it was weird that she like communicated that with Bartiz. Like, well, the girl said that I should cut you off because then it kind of seems like you're telling him that you're doing this because
but
of
somebody
everyone's
else said it.
opinion,
Yeah.
and not having to say not Bartiz like straight out saying like she doesn't want to look like the dumb girl that keeps going back to her ex. Like that's the only reason why she's doing this. But like I don't feel like there was any need to tell him like I'm doing this because my family said to cut you off and my friends told me to cut you off.
It's
Like,
a safer way though. If you're scared to make your own decisions, it's like a safe way to say it and test out how that person reacts to it. Because it's scary to be like, I'm cutting you off because this is trash.
Yeah, because I think it could have been easier, after like processing it. I just don't think, my feelings will allow me to be friends. Like I still have a lot of things like I need to process personally, and I just feel like
Robert, I feel like you said this to somebody before. It feels like you've actually delivered this.
I won't confirm or deny, but like I need time to process for myself to like process my feelings and process like how like I want to go forward. So yeah, I just think right now like we just honestly just need to take a second and I would still like casually see you out with a group of friends, but as far as personal like hanging out one on one, I think it's a lot. I think that's the way you say it, and
I
like
would have said it like I should said it like this is trash. This benefits me none. I'm out of this bitch. I don't want to.
You can only look crazy on national TV. Like, I mean, SK came through and made Cole look like so much. Wait, sidebar: is Alexa pregnant? What was the baby gift about?
No, he said like I guess he was saying potentially like
Oh.
he was like they're in the process of trying to go forward with the baby. Like they were like in the process of like saying like I think we're mentally ready for one.
Okay.
So I think, but also at the same time I thought it was a reveal. Like
Same.
I thought it was I thought it was like
right.
oh like we're expecting. I was like oh like
Right.
but then he was like oh this is for the future.
Oh,
Like,
someone put in the comments Colleen's post with Matt today saying if it's not a banter relationship, then I don't want it. Listen, we're not saying that Colleen's not toxic. I think that they're two people who have trauma and are not healed, who maybe love each other or really like each other and they're figuring it out together. He has trauma from his divorce. She literally has trauma. Like, y'all can have that banter ass relationship. Also, this is a sidebar, but people are promoting Lizzo and her Mike with a Y. And when I watched the doc, I was like, Lizzo deserves better than Mike with a Y. And so folks are going to try to push these toxic ass relationships on people. Decide what kind of relationship you want for yourself. Because I think Lizzo deserves better. That's my little rant.
I need to watch it because like the pictures were very cute. I will say, like on the sidebar, like them at like those pictures they took. I was like, it's very nice.
Lizzo's doc is actually pretty good.
Forget Matt was her last option.
It was like she had no other option.
Like she was like, Cole was like, no. Bartiz was like, no. She was like, okay, I guess I'll go to Matt then. Like,
hold up, let's see. I really would like to know like what a relationship with Colleen and Matt, no, not Matt, Cole would have looked like. I enjoyed that.
I don't think Cole had the mental capacity to like. I think Colleen is immature. I think Cole is playful, but I think that's a bar hookup. I
can see that. Yeah.
I don't know
that Cole even knows what he wants. Like, honestly, it was so cringy. Like that he kept saying like, I want a wife that looks good in a bikini. Like, okay, say it once, say it twice, but do you really have to say it like 3-4 times? Like, we get it, sir. Like, you want a bitch that looks good. Like, but he said it so much, and then him hitting on Alexa's stepmom.
I skipped through that.
You saw Bartiz pulled him away. Like, dude, we get it.
Yeah, that was like I was like, and I wasn't.
I do like
Also,
Cole. I turned into a
I
justice for Cole, but low key. I wasn't loud with it. I
because they
like
will eat you up.
I'm 100% justice for Cole because I'm so anti Zenib. Like I think she is.
still.
Yeah.
Let me say it. Let me raise my hand real quick because I'm gonna say this. First, side note, y'all, if y'all on this live, make sure y'all like this live because I'm trying to work on my live skills. So make sure y'all like it up. But also, she did not present herself as an unlikable person on this show, on this side. I will say that, even though like she's blocked me on on TikTok, like I will give her the benefit of the doubt this one time that I feel like she didn't present herself in a super traumatic way. Like she threw
She's
it.
in
She's in.
therapy.
Yeah, like she
She
threw it in
seems a
there.
little better.
She didn't do too much. Like, and then even when I feel like even in the conversation with Cole, she didn't do too much either. And and like because I feel like the conversation definitely could have
Ricky is like,
it could have it could have got worse.
So
Like I feel
I
like the
feel like
conversation.
honestly, I said it like I feel like the conversation like literally could have not existed because I feel like we got nothing from it. But what I did, I found her like laughing him off, like okay. Like she tries to come off as very poised, but it comes off as very dismissive. But that's the charm, right? That's how she hooks people because she comes off as poised and elegant and so mature. But it's like she was laughing him off. He's telling you that he's confused that you felt this way. She's like, okay, oh, you really thought we were gonna date after? Yes, bitch, because that's what you told me off camera. Let's
And I
continue
will
on.
say, and my friend brought up the topic. She was like, I don't know how he thought they were going to date after the fact, even if the relationship was rocky. And I want people to understand, Cole honestly lacks a common understanding about a lot of stuff, and he doesn't intend to do it. And like he doesn't mean to do it. Like if you watch him, you can tell a lot of stuff he does. He doesn't understand like the bad, like what the bad end to it. Because honestly, I feel like Cole thought that okay, even if she says no, we can still work on it later. I think what changed was when she got up there and she did the whole monologue and was like, oh, like that. I feel like he was confused from that aspect because I feel like he had a thought that she was going to say no, but like it was going to be something like a no that we can work on potentially, not a no, it's going to
If
end.
you guys watched when he did that interview, that podcast interview, he literally said, we discussed saying no. I knew she was going to say no, but we discussed staying in a relationship after. So at the altar, he was like, what the fuck? Like, and he
right.
even said it like on the show, like, I was confused that you felt all these things because how can you feel all these things and then turn around and say, I love you?
Yeah.
Like you
And
don't like me, girl. It's okay.
I did think that Zenib looked really pretty at the event, and
Mom,
I'm kind of like, thank you for starting the
mom.
look. She
no,
looked
I looked at
really.
like I was watching her. Like I was watching her. And I was like, she is a very beautiful, like a beautiful girl. Like, cause like even in the confessional with the suit and like the hair, she was a very like she's a very beautiful girl. She just has so much like her insides need to match her outsides because
Yeah,
it just makes her ugly in a sense like her personality and like that. And my issue, and I do have an issue with her. I will say I truly don't understand the energy at the reunion, but the energy not at the party
that's
because it was
fucking
just like
weird.
because it
It's
seemed like
weird.
it seemed like in the party she was in a space to move on. So it was like something like it was in a space of like we could still be cordial and like we ain't gonna go back and forth banner because I feel like the conversation would have been different. Like because I feel like the conversation would have been different because I feel like Cole was a little bit more ready to like defend himself at the
Yeah,
party because I think he expected a full conversation, and I feel like at the reunion he did not think that was going to happen because
Right,
like
because he's
you
like, we already talked about it. We
talked
already
about it.
determined that we don't have a beef. But I do feel like Cole does not defend himself. Like when Brennan was coming at him like his daddy, he did not defend himself. He didn't really defend himself unless they didn't show us. But even when Zenith was like, you don't like the way I look, you don't think I'm nice, like he didn't say like, I do
He,
like the way you look. I do, like he didn't say nothing. He was just like, I don't want any problems. Like, but
yeah.
I would have stopped Brennan the way he was coming at Cole, like, what the fuck are you doing about it? And nobody wakes up and tends to be a worse person.
Brennan, like, kind of. I was like, dude, you're real fucking pressed. Like, why should he care about what you think? It's like, it's really weird. Like, Brennan, I liked him during the show, but afterwards, he just feels
he's
superior.
become very unlikable.
He's very unlikable.
The reunion really made me not like him because I was just like you're doing too much. Like, this is not your segment. Like, you had nothing to bring to the show. So, like, don't, like, tack on to somebody else to,
Don't
like,
try
make
and come
this,
in now and be a
like, bring
character.
something else.
Like,
And I said, I was just like, I just don't understand. It was just like, I feel like it was a conversation. Like, and you don't have to like this man. Like, I don't like, Brendan does not have to like this man. But I feel like it needs to be a mutual respect. Like, I heard what you did. I'm not a fan of it, but, we can still move along in the
Where's
same.
the fucking energy for Bartice or for SK? And I guess SK's cheating came out later, but where
Hey,
was
later.
the
So he
energy
didn't
for
know.
Bartice? Because
but I
Bartice was
think
a whole
there
clown.
was energy for Bartice because I think we all found out that Nancy was sneaky Lincoln. Like, she wasn't telling, like, that's the difference. Zenab was running and telling anyone who would listen that Cole was an asshole, and Nancy was not telling anyone that she was still fucking around with Bartice. She wasn't telling the girls or the guys all the bad, shitty stuff he was doing. So they probably didn't get till the damn show aired.
And I was not buying. I really think Nancy slept with that man after the fact, because
For
she
sure.
was like, oh, there was one time where we was intimately in the thing, and I was like, just say y'all slept together. Like, I
Right,
mean,
please.
like, Nancy, I'm gonna press you worse because you ain't just saying it. Just say y'all slept together. Like, you had a weak moment. You needed
Right.
you had an itch that you needed scratched. So
Right. I sat on his lap. Like, what are we? And
Someone
like, what?
said that Cole wants a wife for all the wrong reasons. He wants someone on his arm. I think that the majority of people who went on the show wanted a partner for what we could deem the wrong or trivial, superficial reasons. Because, like, the actual work a relationship takes, a lot of people don't want the work of a relationship. They want a person who fits into exactly what they want without them having to do any growth, adjustments, compromise. And when you start adding that shit in, you're like, oh wait, I wasn't trying to do work myself. I just date. Just openly date people. You don't need to like
Right.
lock yourself down with one person.
you
Right.
don't. And I was like, I feel like you could still go on the show and feel like you're not ready at the end of the day, because it was just like, I feel like like a lot of these people haven't been engaged before, like haven't lived with anybody before, and like like you living with somebody, it'll change your perspective. Like, oh, this is what I want to work in a relationship. You don't have to marry this person, and I feel like so many people put that pressure on themselves to, like, they have to say yes.
Yeah.
That you don't, like. I feel like this is an opportunity to be like, wow, like, I really thought I was ready for marriage, but like, I looked at myself in this situation, then I looked at myself on the camera, and I really didn't notice things that I'm doing, and like, I need to work on that before I actually want to move forward in a relationship. And it's just like, some
I
people, like, I think
I
some people got it and some people didn't.
I think that I feel like the show itself is like losing its reason. I feel like a lot of people this season did not go on the show for the right reasons, and it
Yeah.
showed. Like, even when Raven did interviews, who's one of the people that seemed genuine about this experience, she did not go on the show to find love and get married. You went on the show to promote your Pilates and to, get ahead. And she said that. SK, blatantly admitted that he was going on the show for exposure. Bartice, you clearly went on the show for exposure. So people are no longer going on it to actually find love and get married. They're going on because
And,
it makes them a reality star.
and I think Netflix needs to start casting a few ugly people, because I feel like ugly people, they want a
They
little love a
cast
little bit more.
Bartice, but
And when I tell
They
y'all, like,
need you make a good point. The casting, I think, needs to be way better. I think that they need better men. There are men out there that are engaging and interesting and not as clownish or with like records as the guys they put on. So I absolutely think the casting needs to be better. I think the people who are just hiding the timing of the show, they need to get on it. They need to hire us. I feel
like, because
like
the
we
thing is,
would
like, I feel
do a
like,
much better job.
because I feel like they're taking people that, like, I feel like they're looking more of it as a people that, like, not people for somebody else, but people, like, I think I might can get something out of them, like, reality show wise, not like looking for love, like people who
Yeah.
gonna bring us ratings. And it's just like,
yeah,
I feel like people lack judgment, because I ain't gonna lie,
Well,
ain't
even
no
if you cast people who bring ratings, cast people who bring actual ratings, because what we just saw did not need to be 3 episodes. So if you're going to cast people who
two
are
at most.
who for ratings, cast the fucking people for ratings and have them buying into that. But whatever they're doing now is not working.
it's
Because I
not.
feel
And
like it was so many unnecessary
I'm
scenes.
that the new seasons are already filmed, which means
Already.
we thought this was dragged out and the timelines were off. Like, next season, if season 4 and 5 are already filmed, like, We're
Like
not going to current.
like I personally think I personally think that like Netflix needs something, a live show, dating show like The Bachelor, so it's a little bit more like active, and like I think it'd be cool because the thing about it is you don't have to do it so all like you can do it like The Bachelor's not live. Let me take it back. There are some shows that are live, like actually like get to the point. And I think it'd be better if it was like closer to that because it's just like these people have to hold these secrets for so long. Like for example, The
Yeah.
Ultimatum, they've already filmed it. Like they damn near filmed it like around the time they filmed the first season, like a few months after. It's coming up on a year since the first season like premiered. So it's just like people are literally holding their secrets for a year, and like I feel like the longer you hold them, it's the worse it gets at the end because you have a whole SK Raven situation. Like when it comes
It's a
out,
perfect match. The perfect match filmed a year ago, and they're just about to show it. Like,
well, someone mentioned Love Island. How I haven't watched Love Island yet, but I
I
know
haven't
it's a
seen
huge
it.
show. How is that filmed? They like, is it current?
I've not seen it. That's a great question. So asked. Sharon Porter, can you answer that one? Like, how is it filmed? Like, is it live or is it like more recent?
I know that
Also,
I've seen people say that the
it's
folks at
current.
Love Island don't know about the Renaissance tour yet, which is fucking wild.
And then somebody asked how are y'all feeling about the Perfect Match show.
They can
Um,
keep it.
and like personally, I'm gonna watch it because I feel like it's an interesting thing. Like I feel like it's something like it's creative that like it's not creative, like it's been done before. But I think it's gonna be like something entertaining to watch because it's just gonna be like different, like the people from different
I
shows.
feel like I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna be a shit show because now
Yeah,
all people want to be on TV, so you guys are gonna act and ask to stay on TV. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it for that reason, and because it's like it has some fan favorites and it's gonna be something to talk about. But
And
do
it's
I
a
think?
competition show, so that may be fun to see them fucking with each other, but they're not trying to actually find love.
I think they
I
are.
think they are.
I think ultimately the perfect match. There's going to be one perfect match at the
because
end of
because like I think they took everybody based off of probably like a compatibility
Well,
test.
we saw
And
what happened with Ray when she went viral with her video
which
outing
one?
Zay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then she pulled it down.
Right. And did you guys see the trailer at the end of it? I watched a little bit, but I want to keep my comments for when I see it because I don't want to like make assumptions. Plus, I
I
don't
want them
know.
to get rid of Nick Lachey. As soon as I saw Nick Lachey on that shaky ass boat, I was just like, here we go again. There's
No, when I
nobody
saw that,
else.
when I saw that, I really cringed. I was sitting there like, why? Like, do we have nothing else to do? Like, do we have no other hosts? Like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I am available to host these shows if they need me to. Like, I will happily, get on a plane to wherever they gotta go, and I will make the little intros, and like do a little thing. But it's just like we are tired of the same host, and I feel like he is not Andy Cohen. Like, please.
He is
Also,
definitely not Andy Cohen. Oh, we got to tell the story of Ray and Zay.
who wants to tell it?
You can tell it, Robert.
I'll give it a background. So when Perfect Match when it dropped, Ray said in my comments that like her friend was approached by Zay about flying Ray's friend out to the island. I don't know if I said this right. So Zay was pretty much trying to get with Ray's friend and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fly you out to the island." So Ray sent that to production like that's not okay. He trying to send her to the island, and then and then Ray said the friend and Zay are like together now or like talking, which is kind of like. But like production, stopped Ray's friend from
She
coming
was
to the island.
she spoiled it, but we didn't know that the show was going to be like a competition where you could bring in new people from outside to come to the island. So I think that she kind of was mad about something and didn't realize she leaked something before they announced it.
Part of the show. She didn't know it was part of the show to do that.
But also, girl, that's not your friend. Like, that girl isn't your friend.
She said that the friend, like, told her about it and was like, girl, he being trifling. Like, he trying to fly me out. And then the friend was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then later on down the line, the friend ended up hooking up with Zay anyway. And I'm like, you should have just took your trip. The hell?
That's not her friend. I probably will watch it. But when I saw the guys on the show, the ones I know, I'm just like, Bartice, Damien. There was Joey from The Circle. I was just like,
Like I looked at the lineup and I was like, this is kind of crazy that they got this many people on the island together. Like I was like, these people really ain't got nothing else to do. But
I mean, it's better than going to your job. For most people, they're like, go on an island and fuck around and have fun. And
it comes out Valentine's Day, the
Valentine's
14th, so
Day.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll be talking about it because I don't have a Valentine this year. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still kind of pissed about buying this girl $60 flowers last year, and like we not together.
how
I
long
hate that we
after
paid.
giving her the flowers did y'all break up?
Like it was like a whole like heavy talking situation because like I'm a simp in real life. Like I'm really a simp in real life. And I was like, oh, like, and I was like, yeah, like I like slid her a text, like, yeah, like here's the address, go pick up like your gift. But that's besides the point. The show comes out on Valentine's Day. And somebody
Okay, yes,
said,
I'm sick of the medieval times, gold cups, every show. They have them at the restaurants now. I get why they need to do it for the filming, but it's annoying. I'm tired of them too.
no, like
Does,
I saw him at the restaurant. I was like, damn. I was
does
like, we can't.
anybody think that we are going to get an update on from SK? Or do you think that he's just gonna fly under the radar until this brushes over and everybody forgets about him?
I
Because
feel like
I
he's
think
gonna go under the
the
radar.
reason people wanted to watch this after the altar was for their storyline specifically.
Because personally, I don't know about him, but I personally think like people not gonna stop talking about it until you address it, and then even after you address it, there are people gonna talk about it. So honestly, rather people know my truth rather than like people assume my truth for me. And it was just like people might not like what I say, but I feel like it's better if he goes on and just takes kind of accountability what he says.
What's
I
he
got
going to be accountable for? Have you ever heard of like a serial cheater? There's a ton of them. Have you ever seen a serial cheater publicly come out and say anything when they didn't have to?
Right.
that's a good point.
I feel like that's where Netflix like really fucked us, is because I feel like they should have made him say something. Like, right, it's
Yeah.
part of your contract to like go through this process.
Wait, don't you
And
think it was the lawsuit maybe? Because didn't he wasn't that public that like Netflix, he broke his NDA with lying.
so no, remember, Raven and SK, they just said legal proceedings, but they alluded to the fact that them two were suing Hannah. But they
That's what
never
they alluded to.
alluded
Like they alluded to
that
but like that they were not seeing Sue because it's that's what it seemed like they
they
were
never
suing her.
alluded to the fact that they were actually the ones in hot water. We know that because we know that he was like, oh my God, don't do this because I'm gonna get sued. He's
Right.
gonna get sued for breaking his NDA. He's the one in hot water, but they tried to make it seem like they were suing someone else, not that they were actually being sued.
And
What's
it's
his
just like
career?
huh?
Is he in tech? Like, what's his job? Because I felt like he may not say something also because he seemed to have a very corporate background versus everybody else. And it seemed like he was doing this for fun before he went to grad school. But he seemed like he didn't want to blow up his whole spot because he's about to be working like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not a real estate agent like Cole where you get to
They
kind of work for yourself.
comment that he's a data scientist, but
Okay.
I had asked Hannah when we were speaking, like, what does he do? Because he's got that coin, he's got that bag. Like, he doesn't really seem like he needed to be on the show for money purposes. And she said, like, his family was really wealthy and he owned a lot of properties, had a lot of Airbnbs. So he's been
His
having.
family probably told him to shut the fuck up and, like, don't
Because the
embarrass
thing
us
about it
more
is
than
like
you have.
even if he was working in a corporate job, like I'm sure the story got out. Like
Could you imagine being his coworker? I just
and you
like,
like, did you see? I saw you on my timeline yesterday, my For You page. They
I
said
don't
this is what happened.
like, why'd you do that?
I ain't gonna lie. If I was him, I would be so embarrassed, like to like go in public. I
they
would be
were in
like,
Costco the next day. Like,
Thank
she
you.
ain't had no shame. Also, I want to know if they're still living together. Is a great question. Like, or
they
did they break the
can't
lease?
be.
They can't be. They can't be. I feel like they went out of their way to let everyone know that they did not spend Thanksgiving together, right? Like she's like, spend Thanksgiving at home alone with my cat, but you guys were
Yeah.
shopping Thanksgiving food or whatever together, they made sure to both tag their locations to like let everyone know that they were not spending the holiday together.
Cause I ain't
But
gonna lie, I feel like somebody blew up their spot because I really don't think they intended to be spotted out at the Sam's together or the Costco. And then like they was like somebody was like,
Well, he's back posting. I just went to his page to be like, what is he back? Like nothing happened. Yeah, he's
uh-huh.
is
back.
his comments
I
off?
see that somebody in the comments said that
Oh,
responding to comments.
are they
So
saying anything in the comments?
Let's see.
I know
So you said no about marriage, but not yeah. People are up on
Eating him
him.
up. Like I figured it was like I figured because like I figured if you like once you one of those things, people gonna eat you up in the comments, especially after seeing that. Like, oh, like you gonna propose to that girl, but like,
Well, no, he must be editing because there's a lot of people that are admiring him for picking himself over his relationship with Raven. I'm just like, are people only watching it now, not realizing like how
what's
much
going
of a
on?
shit show the cheating was? Oh, I liked his brother better than him. I honestly think they should have cast his brother.
I agree. The brother is
with
so
the
fun.
dimples.
I said that in like one of my first videos.
Yeah, I liked his brother better than him too.
This episode.
The Nigerian women in my life, they were not defending him. They were like, "Girl, we could have told you." It was like funny to talk about it. Yeah, he does seem like he's deleted any negative comments, any real negative comments.
I really hope he can like at the end of the day, like I hope he's able to like move forward and like
he's moving forward. He's in Switzerland. He is fine.
He's living
about any of this shit.
Yeah, I think like he's like, this is all gonna blow over, and I have like a real life outside of this, and I have money, and I don't care. So who's gonna get, you know? Are you guys getting an echo? Because I'm getting like an echo. No. Oh.
But yeah, overall, I feel like Netflix needs to have a meeting about reality shows. I feel like it needs to be because I know they firing folk and they trying to go through like a lot of like logistics and stuff. But I honestly think the reality department needs to have a sit down and say that we need to get to the point to where we are doing a 3-month turnaround, like
something faster.
Because I don't think like there's no point. Like I'm not understanding why like y'all are filming 2 seasons or something at the same time. Like I just feel like that's very chaotic because like them filming like season 2 and season 3 around this time, like I just kind of get the thing.
Well, they gotta change the show. Like I wonder what they can do different because even going into this next season, they filmed it already. So how can they change it where it'll be interesting for us to watch? But people who go on, it's kind of throwing them for a loop a bit because people have hacked the system now to just get what they need out of the show.
Also, I think like also like I feel like it kind of need to be quiet kept because like also they're putting like flyers out like audition, and I think that I feel like that like attracts thirsty people. Like
they slide DMs. That's how they cast. They slide in DMs and be like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?"
And it's just like I just feel like the model needs to be different, like a 3-round turnout, and then it's just like y'all need to get to the point to like where, not saying like they have to put their life out there, but people need to put their life out there because people like I feel
but
like
even Real Housewives of Potomac, they're not even putting their like a lot of people aren't putting their lives out there that much, and it's kind of like.
And I feel like they're getting. I think
they all could do better.
And I feel like they're gonna have a conversation. Like I'm pretty sure Andy probably had a conversation with Robin that it's either you're gonna talk about it or you're not gonna be on the show.
Robin trying to tell us that story about Juan going to put his credit card down for the room. I'm like, do you hear yourself saying this right now?
I had to I had to pause on that because I was just like, but Aisha, I have a topic I want to discuss.
Okay, sorry.
Y'all, let's talk about this whole Ticketmaster situation because I have a lot to say. And it's honestly crazy to me. I know we talking about reality show, but I have to talk about this like pop culture for a second. Ticketmaster needs to crumble. Like the amount of like craziness they've released, like I just feel like they have like the amount of times like people have to like fight for these Beyonce tickets is outrageous. And I'm in registration group C, and I'm getting scared at this point because I was like,
wait, they didn't send the email out yet, did they?
No.
Is this for Monday?
Are you in B?
I don't know because my tickets go on sale on Monday, so I think they
Then you'll
tell us
get the
Sunday.
registration code. Like you'll get it to like you'll get the email if you got waitlisted or not tomorrow. Then they'll send you the code right before. But like my thing about it is, I feel like I'm ready for the I'm ready for. They need to have another hearing because I just think it's ridiculous. Like, there's no system. Like, this system's not working because, like, granted, I think it was smart for them to do the three registration groups thing. Now, I feel like that was smarter.
Someone said Ticketmaster.
Master, I saw that and that like that's crazy. And like I think it's very insane. Like that people like there's like five pre-sales. Then I don't think there's any general things. Did you see like Beyonce added a third show to Atlanta? Like
Okay, so like
I was on Ticketmaster last week trying to get the Citibank pre-sale for the Los Angeles show. I wasn't in the queue for long, and when I got in, like the seats that I wanted were $1,000.
which seats did you want?
Like section 100, like so not the floor, but like the section up, like $1,000.
And how much were fees?
What do you mean?
Like, because I know with
like
Ticketmaster, they charge so much in fees.
Oh yeah, so like I think for 2 tickets, everything was coming out to almost $2,500. Like, and like the nosebleeds, like the back of the back of the back of the SoFi Stadium was $500. That was
okay. Question for y'all though: what is your Beyonce ticket limit? Like,
that's
what's the price that you're just like, no, I won't be there?
Because I got my tax return money. I got my tax refund money, and like it's going all to her. So like, I think my limit's 700.
Yeah,
I feel like 700 is a good thing, and like I'm not paying over a certain amount. Like I like granted you like I love Beyonce, but like I would never dare pay like over $150 to sit in nosebleeds. Like I don't care how desperate I am to see her, and it's just like I already have to drive 2 hours to see her.
Yeah.
So I said, y'all got money? No, like I really like because I was like I put it aside, and it was just like when somebody said like because when Europe posted their ticket prices, I was like, okay, like we might get good prices, and then they said 701 for Club Renaissance.
I want Club Renaissance so bad.
I want it so bad. And I want it so bad, but the tickets is like it was like the 701 and then 134 in ticket like fees. So like that's eight. That's
but did you
835.
even have a chance to buy it? Like I just don't even know people who had a chance to get Club Renaissance. It goes like so quick.
No, and there's only 1,000 Club Renaissance tickets per. Like
that's a lot of people though.
Like 1,000 it is a lot. Like 1,000 is a lot because they said like used to like the formation pit or wherever it was called. They said like I think it was like a limit to like a little like 500. You have a little elbow room, but 1,000 is a lot. And it was just like it doesn't seem like a lot of people outside of the Beehive pre-sale got the chance to do the Club Renaissance. So if you don't get that chance, then like if you don't get like the Beehive verified, then you're not getting it. And
I'm going to see her in Chicago, and we're like a decent section. It's like okay, this will be fun. I'm from Chicago.
How much did you pay for your tickets?
The tickets with fee, I think it was 4 something, but with fees, it made it like 5. My girlfriend bought them like 5 something. Say it again.
The seats are okay?
Yeah, the seats are decent. I've seen her. So I'm short. So like I can't do general admission except for Club Renaissance. But it's a pretty good angle on like the side of the stage where you can see everything pretty well. I also think this is such a moment to see her at this point in her career, at this album. I think it's going to be an experience. I've never paid this much for a concert ever. But I thought her last show, I danced for 3 hours. Like, I know that it's worth it, but I would never do this again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a certain price. There's only like certain people I pay certain amounts of. And like me and my friends have this conversation. And we always talk about like, what would you pay for? Like, who is your highest like artist you would pay for? And Beyonce is like the top. Like, Beyonce is the only person like I would pay like.
You want to know who mine is, guys? It's not even Beyonce.
Bad Bunny?
It's Justin Timberlake.
We could have guessed that. Yeah.
Like him, like there's no limit. Like him, I'm like, okay, I have paid $900 for a seat and gone to 15 shows.
Did that include? That was that meet and greet like $900?
No, but $900 included like you're getting a seat in within the first 3 rows of the stage.
Okay. And
you're
like that's my thing.
Bag with goodies.
I know, and the goodies are always lanterns. Like that's all.
No,
like
it was a good bag. It was like a bag. It was like a shirt, a program, a poster. Like it was some good stuff. But like it definitely should have came with a meet and greet. But I feel like the way the Beyonce tickets are set up, like $1,000, and like I'm not even on the floor. Like I'm
in the top, like, and like Ticketmaster thinks they're really slick because they're getting the tickets back and selling them through official platinum, which is nothing. Like y'all.
Well, I thought that she had made a rule where you're not allowed to sell it for more than you paid.
That was the UK rule. That they can do that in they can do that in UK, but it's not America yet. Which I think the government will kind of like do something like that. Which I hope they do because like. I think the registration groups are good. Also, I think they allowed the registration to last too long.
They closed it actually after
early.
They
because
closed
the
it
demand,
early.
because like I didn't know what kind of demand they thought because like they said the demand was over like 800% demand for the tickets. Honestly, I felt like they should have gave everybody 24 hours to register. 24 hours is all you had to register. Now, do I think it's fair to like allow everybody to like apply to multiple groups? Absolutely. But I do think if you get a pre-sale for one of the pre-code, like a code for one of the pre-sales, then you should be able to get another one. Because I've ran into a lot of people on Twitter like saying that they got a code for like they got like some people were getting codes for both because it's two different processes. And I think people weren't reading because like all of the pre-sales were different. Like all the registration things are different. So it's just like a lot of resistance from one because a lot of people were thinking
are we doing too much stuff? Like I love Beyonce, but like I think we're starved for something because the fact that we're all like in a fucking frenzy over a concert, you can tell we all need to escape.
But I think it's
people are like putting their houses up for mortgage, spending their life savings. I'm like,
stop it. Are you serious? You've seen that?
Yeah.
Like it is not that serious. Like, girl, she's gonna make a DVD. Like,
and I think it's more of the fact that of the demand rather than like her herself. Because I think people like to hop on the latest trends. Because honestly, it was like 13 million people who signed up for the registration. Like it was like 13 million people, like to say the least. And I can tell you, like at least half of them didn't like Renaissance, the album. So it's just like
I saw someone say that
when the album came out, people were talking mad shit. Like, oh, it's disco, and it sucks, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And now everybody's up Tor's ass.
Have you guys seen the guy on TikTok who is he's like a fan, and he's saying how he would design the show? Like, this is the song I would open with. He is so good. I listen to his TikToks and I close my eyes and I'm just like, the creativity, it's almost like when you read a book and you haven't seen the movie yet. So everyone is imagining what the visuals are going to be like. I kind of like that we're all going into it, making it what we want it to be versus she's told us what it's going to be.
Yeah,
we're gonna be surprised.
I think her withholding of visuals make people like it's gonna make it more like appealing because like you really want to see anything, and definitely like you just said like they needed a registration is full because only so many people can get tickets. Like people like these venues only like are seating a good 50,000, 60,000, and it's just like. You can't tell me you can't have 1 million people sign up for 60,000.
But do you think the show get insurance with your tickets because you never know what could happen? But this is the most shows she's ever done in a tour,
and people are saying that might be the last.
I'm worried about her. Like, girl, is your foot okay? Because in Dubai, wasn't she dragging her foot across the stage? Like, is she gonna be good by the time she gets to us?
I think so because I feel like the Dubai thing. She did not do a lot. She did not like. If you saw the videos, you could tell she wasn't doing a lot. Like it was a lot of standing. Like she did but it was a lot on her feet. Like not a lot of moving. So I think her first show is not until May.
Someone asked for predictions for halftime. This is like a nice way to round it out for tomorrow's show with Rihanna.
I hate to be this person. I am not the biggest Rihanna fan.
Worst concert I've ever went to. I still want my money back. Rihanna is stunning, gorgeous. I like her being a billionaire. I like her Fenty. I like her Savage Fenty. I like her as a businesswoman. You please don't waste our time. But the Savage X Fenty shows that she designs on Amazon, her creativity is phenomenal.
Like I'm really like, because like my friends was just like they think because I know a lot of people were saying they think she's gonna drop like a tour tomorrow, like they're gonna drop the tour is gonna be a lot, and I was just like Rihanna's not somebody I would pay to see money for, because like I've never seen her do like a performance where it was just like a full out, like I've worked all night
You said
performance,
the right words, full out.
like a full out performance. Like the only time I
Can't
really
hold a
think
halftime on her own. People yell at me when I say it. Like, but I agree. I'm not like a huge Rihanna fan.
she does
I'm
now.
concerned that she hasn't performed or had any music in a long time. So you haven't performed in a long time. So your first show coming back being like a halftime show, like I'm a little concerned.
And I will say, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying like she's not a good person, like not like a good music person. Like I think she has hits, but she's a singer, not a singer. If y'all see what I'm saying.
Is she a
Now,
singer?
she
Rihanna
is,
to me is just the I don't she's not even a performer. Like when I saw her in concert, it was my first and last time, and it was like right pre-pandemic last concert tour she did, and I was just like, her catalog is fire, but she's who you pregame to and listen to in a club. She is not who you need to watch because she doesn't dance, she barely sings.
and like I'm saying, and my thing about it is because there's a fine line between singer, which is a 1, and a singer that's a nice 10. If I had to rank it, I would say a 7, because a strong 7, like a good
Yeah.
7, like maybe a 7.5. Because I'm not saying she's a terrible singer, but I'm just saying that she doesn't have the. She's not like
Rihanna's a vibe. You're not going
she's
to
a
see
Do
great
you
Rihanna
person.
think
because of
she's
her voice.
gonna bring out any guests?
She should bring out
Do,
Drake. She would never.
yeah.
I feel like ASAP would be like in his feelings for a month. Like,
I know Drake was probably waiting for that call, but you ain't getting it, Drake. I hate to tell you, you're not getting that call. And
you think she'll bring out Jay-Z?
I
Hope maybe somebody, girl, bring out somebody. Like I feel
maybe
like no.
Eminem. Maybe she'll bring out Eminem.
Did you see the rumors? They said that she was gonna. These are just rumors. They said Kesha, Trey Songz, and they listed one other person as a rumor.
I saw somebody say Christina Aguilera, and I said, please make up another rumor somewhere else, because I don't believe that. Like, what is Christina Aguilera getting out there to sing?
Please don't bring Trey
Songz. Trey Songz because there's
too many allegations.
There's too much allegations right now. You cannot, like, people are gonna like. You know.
My predictions tomorrow, as far as like song category, like for songs, I think she'll start out with oh my gosh, I wish I had my list, because I said she ain't. She's definitely not bringing out Mr. Brown. Hey,
no, please don't.
Now, if she did that, now she wants views. If she brought that man out, she wants views. If she brought Chris Brown out, but I think she's gonna start with like she's gonna do like a little mix, like something, and then she'll start with Panda La Repay. Then she'll move into an umbrella sequence that I think she'll do like a whole like umbrella, like with the background dancers. Then I think she'll move on to, once she gets done with umbrella, she'll move into a work moment.
Someone said she's going to start with, this guy did a whole video and he's predicted the performances like accurately, and he was talking about the anatomy of what the song has to be when you start. And I think he said it was that he thought it would be "Please Don't Stop the Music," because from the first note you know that it's her.
Because I would like something like, if the beginning, like it'll come and then it'll be dun 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 dun, then like it'll come like bring Panda Replay into that song, and then I want her to do Diamonds. I think I won't. I don't think I think it'll be the second to last song, because I think she'll want to like put your phone in the air moment.
Yeah,
like shine, and then she'll end
I'm rooting for her. I really expect she's creative and visually she puts together a visual show, but I don't think she'll have a lot of singing or dancing because she just doesn't do either. And she's been a billionaire now for a couple years. Like, she hasn't had to do shit, but like.
And then I think she's gonna.
I think she definitely that one.
Yeah.
And I think she'll end the show with Hopeless Place, maybe. Is that the song? Wait, we found.
Oh, yeah. She could bring all the people she does stuff with are like Chris Brown, Drake, Jay-Z, Kanye. She had a lot with Kanye, but that's never gonna, like, I mean, we don't need that.
Yeah, We Found Love. because
Yeah, We
I
Found
think
Love
she'll
is
end with,
good.
I think she'll end with that one, but I think she's gonna do Work for Sure, and I think she's
You
gonna
think
be
she's
her.
gonna bring out ASAP?
I think she will. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of is that corny or but like
It
people
is
love
corny
it.
because I feel like it's very corny because like we like you can get him for free, like
Wait, do they have a song together?
like let him hold the baby on the side, like
I
and this
think
is my
she'll bring out somebody. I'm curious to see who it will. I hope she brings out a lot of people. I think that will make the performance like, ooh,
and I
you know.
promise y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all this right now: if she gets on this stage and performs "Lift Me Up," I'm turning the TV off.
What song is that? Is that the one from Black
From Black
Panther?
Panther,
Oh yeah, I don't want that.
if she performs "Lift Me Up," I'm turning the television off.
I hope
Like
she brings out Calvin Harris. They have a lot of songs I like together.
because like why would you sing that sad song at
I don't
the
really
Super
want
Bowl?
new music from her. I know that the Navy wants new music, but I'm kind of like, I want new Fenty.
I
Right.
think
I
I
like
think
she's that.
Like, I got my Fenty over here. Like, she needs to just keep cranking this out. I don't need any more music from her.
I think she can do a greatest hits tour and let it be done. Like I don't think she doesn't have to put anything else out, and I don't feel like she needs to. Like I feel like the catalog she has speaks for itself to what her career is.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't feel like it's like she's had a great run, and I think it's time that
She doesn't want to do music anymore. And I know this is going to be unpopular opinion, but Rihanna has, to me, or let me say her name right, Rihanna, she has ascended music. Like,
she has.
she does it, she's a mogul. Now, people don't like when I say this, but I don't, she's done what like Beyonce hasn't been able to do yet. Where Beyonce is still dependent on her music and touring. We know that they're billionaires, but like, we don't want her clothes. We don't, Beyonce hasn't been able to tap into like something that's organically her that can stand outside of the music. And I want that so badly for her because it's not clothes with Ivy Park and it's not acting.
But
So
I
like I
will
don't
say,
know.
but I think the thing about it is, I feel like when it comes to that level, I feel like Rihanna has to have something to make up for the lack of. Beyonce doesn't. Like she can go out and
But think
tour.
about it, Beyonce, who wants to be a touring artist the rest of their lives? Like Beyonce hasn't been able to launch a successful brand that can stand on its own, and she has tried.
But I don't think she like. There's like really nothing that I
Remember her.
think. Like I don't think there's nothing like I would like necessarily because because I don't like I don't think Beyonce would like I don't see Beyonce having a makeup line. I like before even if she didn't like Rihanna didn't have one. I wouldn't see her doing that. Like the Ivy Park, I think it's like cool, but I think
Did you see how much money Adidas says they have lost due to lackluster sales for Ivy Park? Ivy Park is overpriced for what you get. I remember ordering one of those faux fur jackets and I took a video of it because I was so mad and I was like, girl, don't you ever buy this shit again. And you save
okay.
this video and each time you think you're about to get conned out of, she has a parka jacket for Ivy Park for $400.
Insane, but some of
Maybe
her
Sorry.
stuff is.
that's why she's charging $1,000 a ticket because she's like, well, I want to make my money and I'll
Ivy
never
Park is unreasonable, and I love Beyonce, but I would like when you all think of Beyonce, what do you think that she could transition to so that she's not having to be a touring artist in her? Not that she would have to, but like what
I
else could she do?
I think other than that, I think she could. I think she would be a great director.
I
Like
could see that.
I think she would be a great creative director when it comes to like a lot of people because I think all the stuff like visually all the things she does is amazing. So I think if she
Phenomenal.
like I would like her to get like producer credits on a lot of stuff and like I don't know because I personally think if she was doing like like musicals like kind of musicals on like TV I think those would be really good because like she's the only person I don't know if y'all seen Black is King, but visually that is a beautiful movie.
Stunning.
Like even if you
Yeah.
don't like necessarily like the music because like it's not like her regular stuff, like it's just visually beautiful, like where it tells a story.
Yeah.
So I definitely think I'm looking at the Ivy Park now. Like it's this might be this the new collection, but like I just but like I will say when it was first dropping, it was selling out. Like you couldn't get nothing.
I thought it was doing well until I seen that article recently and I was like, oh.
Have y'all bought any before or tried any on to see it in like real life?
I
No, because
remember like that first collection I tried, but it was like sold out like within seconds that I couldn't even get my hands on it. So I thought it was doing well.
Beyonce tried fragrance I don't know if you remember
She's
Fever.
tried a lot, y'all. I know we don't want to talk. You can't talk. You can't
We
have
can
a
talk
nuanced
like we can
conversation with the Beehive. Like,
because the thing is like I'm a passionate thing, but like nothing like she did Fever because like the song Fever that she did for Fighting Temptation. She had a commercial. I remember it was red. Like y'all remember like it was a great commercial. I liked it. I just don't think like Beyonce just a person that you just want music from. You don't want anything else from. So it's
I
just
don't
like
think we get to know her. Like, with Solange has like an identifiable personality that Solange had the freedom of not needing to be how Beyonce is. So like Beyonce is like very, her image is so well crafted that her friends and family get her in private. We don't get that. But what Solange has been able to carve out the lane for herself, I think it's so cool. And I want something for Beyonce like that outside of touring, like what Rihanna's been able to do, where people want to have a business that can stand on its own. And we've seen her try to do clothes. I don't know. I just want something for her that's not Ivy Park because it's not, it's so
and it's just like
overpriced.
and I just feel like she just has so much talent that like it doesn't transcend into like outside things. So like I feel like if it's not something involving music, then I just
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna be like one of those things. Like it's just like and like also like I feel like for your company, I feel like you have to be a person that like you want to speak and like I don't think like Beyonce is like not hiding her voice, but I feel like she's not to the point to where like she's being more reserved and like letting her
Yeah.
music speak. And like the only time you gonna really hear Beyonce talk is at like when she's giving a speech, her
Right.
like speech or
I
like
think
something.
that's probably like you hit the nail on the head, Aisha, where you said like she's so poised and she's such like an image that people don't want to see anything else from her besides her musical talent. And Rihanna, like, we've seen her at her high, we've seen her low, we feel like we know her, we feel like she's like our homegirl who smokes weed. And I feel like that's why people like relate to her. They want her Fenty makeup because they feel like she's edgy. They feel
It
like
feels like her. Those brands
yeah.
feel authentic to what we know her to be. That Tiffany, someone mentioned the Tiffany's ads. I was like,
I like the
listen,
Tiffany. I love the Tiffany ads. I like them.
stop, Robert. Are you serious?
I mean, honestly, I could pull up the picture I really like. Hold up.
Did you like the pictures or did you like it enough to go and buy some Tiffany's?
Yeah, it didn't
I don't
buy
have a
no.
boo, so I wouldn't be buying Tiffany no way right now.
Did
But
Jay
like
Z have some like men's like stuff?
I don't recall that. Like I just like the visuals. Like it was very like I like the commercials like where she's sitting at the thing with the Tiffany diamond
Yeah.
on. It was very nice. Like
Beyonce's gorgeous. She gives us nothing. You know, in the sense of like we love the scraps that she gives us because she'll barely post on Instagram. So when she shares something, we're like into it. But I was like, girl, I do not need to like. Tiffany's is using them. It's for a check. It feels like a cash grab, and like I don't know. I wasn't into it.
and
I don't
like this
want.
and that was probably a week's worth of thing. Like because I don't know if y'all saw like the video they did of like it was like a little parody kind of video, like an old like ancient type video. It was
Yeah,
very cute. Like I really liked it. Like I don't think it was like meant for Tiffany's, but I think it was meant for like it was really nice. Like I didn't think it encouraged you to buy anything because like it didn't show you anything in a catalog. It just showed you like it only showed you Tiffany Dominant and like nobody's buying that. So like I feel like it was meant. It was just nice pictures. Like I,
It's
yeah.
nice pictures. We just like to look at them and use them on our backgrounds. That's it.
I
I
like her
said,
though
nice
as a
visuals.
director. I think that in the future, if she ever wanted to get into film, I think documentary film, she'd be amazing. That Virgo, like meticulousness, I think that every film that she's done, even like the Coachella one, like I love watching it come together. So I wish she would lean in more into that in the future because when she does it, it's aesthetically beautiful and I feel like it tells so many good stories.
But I
Um,
will say, I think not just in Beyonce's case, I feel like it's hard for any artist to jump into another brand outside of music. It's really hard for it to catch on because, like, you'll have fans to support your stuff, but like,
yeah.
honestly, you can't sell a product without so much support, and like, your fans can only bring so much support. Like, you want something that somebody's going to buy that is not necessarily a fan of yours. I will give you an example. For example, Patti LaBelle like the whole pie situation. She had everybody buying the pie, not just like her fans of hers.
Because
She
the
had
pies were
everybody.
good, right? Because the pie
I like
has
the
to
pie.
actually be good.
Like
And
people bought the
that's why Fenty is successful, because it's actually good product.
Actually fucking good. It's great. Fenty is not
Yeah.
just great, but they were like innovative. When no one was checking for like a shade range, they were truly
Yeah.
innovative.
Yeah, that's crazy to me to think that Fenty was the first like brand to have that many shades. It's like,
Right, and you having to be that, and so I don't know. I'm listen to me caping for Rihanna tomorrow. Listen, I still don't want to give Rihanna any money for a concert, but everything else she
but I'll give
touches,
her some money for Fenty.
I'm telling y'all, like Rihanna is.
and I even like her I've bought a few of her loungewear pieces, like the pajamas. I've bought a few, like, you know, Savage by Fenty. Like they be annoying me every month because like if you don't forget they take that 50 out. But like I bought like I finally canceled my subscription last month because like I haven't bought anything. But like her silk pajamas, like they're great quality. They're a little over, like I feel like it's a good price too. Like I feel like most of her stuff is very affordable. Like if
Yeah.
I feel like it's affordable. So I feel like she got the recipe. Like she doesn't have to do music again, which I don't think she needs to do music, but just leave it to people who are like actually singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like, I mean, there are people who like, she's got hit, but like there's a lot of people who are like singing better than her. Like I feel like Ari Lennox is a better singer than her. Like I feel like, you know, Jasmine is definitely a better singer than her. Like damn near like her, like she a little bit better than Beyonce to me a little bit sometimes.
Don't you
Who?
ever say that again. No.
Like Jasmine Sullivan, like
Oh, Jasmine Sullivan is like, I don't even compare her and Beyonce. It's different. To me,
it's not
they're not
compared.
even
Like
like,
I feel like it's two different genres, but I feel like
yeah.
vocally, like Jasmine is so it just makes me like I just feel good. But I just feel like, you know, I feel like once people learn the difference between a singer and a singer, they
Jasmine
will.
Sullivan is like your favorite artist's favorite artist. I feel like artists love Jasmine Sullivan. Like they love her vocal range and ability. Like that's who they like.
And she's in that 10, like she's in that 10 category with Beyonce, like, you know, in that 10 category of singers, like
Oh,
singers.
someone is asking about like after the altar. We hella transitioned.
No, there
Like,
were a lot of comments about it. They were like, "Oh, I guess I missed it," or like, "You guys are talking about Beyonce now. I guess I missed After the Altar."
do you
Yes,
want to?
after
Should
the,
we do like a wrap up, like a quick
let's
fire?
just do a wrap up for everybody who missed what we talked about on After the Altar. After the Altar was filmed before the reunion. It was filmed
August, September.
August, September, and then the reunion was filmed in October and aired in November.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah, because so
I thought it
essentially
was
we
a
got
waste of time. We learned
It was.
nothing
it was a waste.
new.
I feel like it could have been because they were trying to do like 30 minutes episodes. I feel like it could have been a good hour and 15 minutes.
I feel like they should have refilmed it. I feel like
That
Netflix, you
part.
have the budget and you have, like, they were just being lazy and cheap, because you should have refilmed it. Like, when all that, you should have never filmed the After the Altar first. But I
Right.
think them trying to fool the viewer and add in those little scenes with Cole and Raven, making viewers think it was current. Like, did you guys think we were stupid? Like,
I agree with you, and I think that I hope that they're paying attention and listening, and maybe they're going to change up the way in which they film or the order that they air it to us in. But they should have absolutely refilmed it. It would have cost nothing. Let's be honest. They have some money. And I think they should have forced Raven and SK to do
To
a
have a
sit down.
conversation on
I would
camera.
have forced them to have a sit down, or I would have had a producer in there with them breaking the fourth wall or something. But I just feel like it was really boring. And
Like y'all
yeah,
know that conversation that girl had with her ex-boyfriend. I don't know if y'all watched that video. It's very old, and like she was talking about like, oh, like I don't know if y'all seen that one. It's very old. Like it's a conversation they had. I wish they would have had like a one-on-one conversation in the same room, empty studio, just them two. Like, oh, like, you know,
unless they were really scamming us. Like, so they were not broken up at the reunion.
they were together at the reunion.
go over the timeline, because people are confused. Raven and Esther were not broken up at the reunion. They were still together because the cheating scandal, you guys have to remember, the cheating scandal didn't happen until the reunion aired. That's when all of the women figured out that SK was still, in fact, in a relationship. Prior to that, you have to remember what they saw was that he said no at the altar. So in their minds, they're like, okay, he's on this show and he's dating this girl on the show, but he ultimately said no. So they're thinking he's a single man. at the reunion, which was November 9th, is when it aired. That's when all the drama took place, because that's when everyone realized, like, oh shit, this man is in a
Was
relationship.
Raven hiding her engagement at the reunion? They didn't
I,
say they were engaged.
I think they needed a wow factor for After All.
Yeah, it
Okay.
had to. And somebody asked, "Did I think the situation was real?" I personally don't think it was real, because there's no way that you really love this girl enough to propose to her, and you're like actively texting other women. Because like, of course, like there was so many instances, like there were more people commenting saying like they know of somebody that this happened to as well. So it's just, I don't. It couldn't have been it couldn't have been that real to him. Now, her, she might have had a heart, a change of heart. Now, Raven, but like honestly, it was just a lot of stuff behind the scenes as well that just made me believe that like it was just a charade for people to like buy her Pilates videos.
I actually want to take one of her Pilates classes. I followed her on YouTube, so I did give her
I think, and like
a
people have
follow.
given great like reviews about her like Pilates class, which I'm glad that's coming out. Um, but it was
I
just
never
like
thought that Raven liked him. She just seemed like not attracted to him and not into him, and that kind of backed up what her friend Jenna said, where she was like, Raven goes for older rich men. So it seemed like it was a scam, but this all after the altar, she seemed more into him. She seemed more
Right.
affectionate, and I'm just gonna say, like, Raven girl, you up those acting skills, because I am like buying it now.
But Tim, I
rent was
think
due.
they commented it seemed like it took her a while to open up, and that's what I saw. Like, I don't think she was into him in the beginning. I don't think she was attracted. I think she gave it some time, tried, and ultimately did have genuine feelings for him. And if she likes older rich men, then that is right up her alley, because we do know that he was financially taking care of her and providing for her. And he had the point. So that aligns with what she likes.
Someone said that SK did not seem into her on After the Altar. If we want to be honest about the timelines, he was cheating on her actively during that time. So I think that's why we may have noticed that, like, he seemed
The
off.
connect wasn't all the way 100, and also I was like, is SK a man of diversity or like one particular thing? Because like, granted, shoot, what actually another black lady came out and said something like the girl that the
Jada,
daughter of the, yeah,
Jada, right?
and I was like, oh, like at least I mean,
He might just like all colors of the rainbow. Like, when I was going back and reviewing the timeline, it seemed like Raven and SK confirmed on after that they had been back together for 1 year. So that would mean they got back together around Europe, around the time he.
SK is a serial cheater, and we've seen many people be in relationships with folks who are like liars. And they don't live in the same city, so it's easy for him to lie. And also, people believe what they want to believe. I've seen a lot of people like ignore things that are right in front of their face. I mean, the fact that like his phone was ringing off the hook in the beginning, and he was like, "The streets were calling, but I did not answer." That's my favorite little clip, because he's such a scammer.
you answered when
Right.
the camera came off. I can tell you that.
Right. And then what I also find interesting that had revealed that it's Raven questioning SK about her. So it's not like he didn't know it. Like, something was up if you're questioning about girls that he's following.
I think that the way that Raven showed up on TikTok made me think that it was a joke more, because of how she handled it. But that people handle stress, and it's like, how would you handle being like on a reality show where everyone's giving you this attention? So who's to say how someone should handle it? But she just seemed like I just thought that they were scamming us until I saw the After the Altar, and I'm like, did she maybe start liking him?
I think I didn't like him, and then
She didn't like
and
him.
then
Rent was due.
yeah, or that.
The bills had to
Who's
get
I
the
don't
paid
next
somewhere.
couple?
liked her. You couldn't have liked her. I think that SK in his culture and what he's used to have a wife and being able to freely do what he wants. And I think that that's what he was looking to do. Have Raven be his main and provide for her what he does for her, but still do what he wants to do. I think that that's what he was accustomed to, and that's what he was going to do. Because he was reckless. He was reckless.
He was reckless. And I'm like, you if you're gonna be on TV, you gotta be a lot sneakier than that. Like,
men are not sneaky. Men are, that's why they get caught all the time, because they're like him.
When I saw the screenshot and like other stuff, I was like, you're actively admitting this stuff? Like,
you were on him, like you were sloppy. You were on a date.
Like, at least deny it. Like, oh, I'm gonna deny it. Like, oh no.
Someone asked, what did we think about Raven and Bartise? How did we think that would have played out?
No, he's corny for her.
It would have been I feel like it would have been a physical thing to where it was like, comfortably physically, but I feel like that would have been thing. But I just don't feel like I feel like they were on two different levels. Like, I feel like
Bartise, like when anyone comments on him being physically attractive, I'm like, oh.
Know what Bartise reminds me of in terms of like casting, and especially when you think of like a predominantly white network? I think that I could see him being cast as like an attractive Black man through the white lens of like what they think is going to be desirable on TV versus like, because he's not ugly or anything, you know what I mean? But I think that like they chose him because they think everyone will want him, and it's just like, but when you saw him with his friends, that's where it was just like, oh, this is interesting. The other earring, oh my God, he has double piercings now. I mentioned that when I was watching it. I was like, damn, he got the hoop, and it's a lot. And still with the hair, it was too much for me.
But y'all, we're gonna have to watch The Perfect Match next week, and we're gonna have to talk about it. Okay. It's like, I think it's 3 weeks of 4 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So,
does anyone know if Matt and Colleen live together yet?
I want to know that. Somebody asked her.
Someone needs to do I feel like Ricky is the best equipped person to land a story time.
I didn't. It was before you were on the call. I slid in Cole, Colleen, Nancy, and Bartise DM asking for them to clarify the timeline because people were confused. So Bartise confirmed it, but nobody answered. But I definitely would like an interview.
I feel like you could get an interview with one of them.
Yeah. Well,
if they, maybe I'll be there. Some answers. And I'll be there to moderate.
We need some answers, because I just want to know, like, where are things now? Like, I feel like you could talk to Cole. I feel like Cole is kind of treated like an outcast by everyone. And I feel like Cole is a good person to talk to, because he seemed the most relatable or normal.
Right.
And I feel like he gives a genuine answer. Like, when he comes to a lot of stuff, a genuine answer. And like, you can kind of tell, like, honestly, like, I don't feel like there's never been a time he hasn't been honest. Right. From my perspective, like anything he's like ever said, he's always taken accountability for anything. Like, I don't think he's ever like tried to downplay anybody's feelings.
We're such a Justice for Cole group. Who would have thought that we would be Justice for Cole?
Like, we are, and it's just like, I think it's like the accountability thing, because it was just like, because it was like, oh, I apologize if I seem like, I did that, like that. It's like accountability to me. Like, if he was just like, I ain't never do it, like,
like Bartise is like lacking. To me, Bartise was like
he was so mad. Friend, like his anger was like, wait, why are you mad, bro? Like,
Alexa and Brennan, I liked Alexa. I want her to not do any more lip filler, and that's petty. I know, I'm not trying to shame her, but I think that like I like her. Like, stop it. But you look at her family and see how the women are, and it's like, it's just like too much filler.
Did you like her dress?
I thought that her dress fit her personality. To me, it was just lace. She's hypersexual. Like, everything about Alexa has always been hypersexual. So to me, the dress seemed like titties out, ass out. Brennan's hyping her up. Like, to me it tracked. I did not hate the dress, y'all.
When she stepped into that car, I was like,
Yeah, I thought the dress was very Alexa when she came out. I was like, oh yeah, I would think that she would wear it. Now I know folks talked about Zeneb's dress and how like she put all this thought into it. Like I wore this green and no one noticed.
yeah.
She's talking about I wore
People,
green for the review. I was like,
people thought she was saying she wore green at the reunion, and they're like, "Oh, it was and she said she wore green. Like that she wore green real. No one even cared." Or
I didn't remember. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't tell you one thing she wore from the season. So it was just like, I don't think it was nothing that the viewers would have paid attention to, let alone Cole. Especially if it was a year. Cole doesn't seem the type. Like doesn't seem like the type that is gonna remember like what you wore on December
Yeah,
23rd
he
or
doesn't seem attentive.
attentive in
yeah,
that way. And I ain't gonna lie. I thought like once like they were doing the car scene, I thought Alexa was wearing the red that
Yeah,
Nancy was wearing. I thought that's what her. I was like, oh, but Nancy looked very good. Like
she looked cute.
she looked very good. But like Alexa, I just didn't like it. It just
I thought it was too much. Like I feel like there's a way to be very sexy, but I feel like that was trash. Like
She's not subtle. She is
yeah,
overt, and even the way, even the things she says, she's overtly hypersexual, and she'll say stuff, and Brennan will be like, "Ooh,
I feel like they mentioned the fact that they have a lot of sex, like so much. I was like, we get it, y'all fuck, like cool, like man,
yeah."
you're should.
It's a bit much to talk about. Like, why do you feel the need to have to talk about it so much?
like
Yeah.
it was just like
Okay, they want us. Okay, so Colleen. Well, let's go to Nancy because Nancy looked. I think Nancy looked. Oh, someone said I hated her makeup.
I didn't like Alexa's makeup either. I was like, "Cool, girl, you look a little sweaty."
It's harsh. It's like harsh for TV. It's like
Yeah,
harsh TV makeup. I thought Nancy looked cute at the thing.
yeah. I thought she looked very nice.
yeah.
Like I thought everybody looked very like presentable in the most way. I just didn't care for Alexis. I thought
And then
she could have been a
people
little
were
better.
saying that.
Someone says everybody looked casket sharp.
Very much.
Did you guys see that people were saying that Zeneb like shaded Raven? Like, oh, you were all white to the party. Like, tried to shade her dress.
I didn't get. I heard her say that, and I didn't understand why, like where it was coming from.
No, Colleen was definitely going to Dancing with the Stars. I told my friend she got a flapper dress on, like 1920s flapper dress
Raven
on.
looked really good. I think Raven
Yeah,
is pretty, so she just like she looked pretty. Yeah, Colleen looked like she had an ice skating dress on or something. She's a dancer though.
Like Tina Turner era, like 1980s.
Yeah, I didn't like how people treated Cole. Like everyone to me, so when I said to the TV when I was watching it, I was like, well, why the fuck did they invite him if they're gonna treat him like this? And then my husband was like, because Netflix is filming this, everyone had to be there. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot for a second that this is for the
right.
show.
I
It
felt
called, huh?
I felt like
That
nobody
wait.
brought that for Cole except for Brennan. Like he kept his energy the same, gave him smoke at the reunion 2 months later. But I feel like Alexa was very cordial and pleasant to him, at the party. Like Raven and SK were talking and up with him, and it's like 2 months later, you guys had all this smoke for him.
It's corny. It's super corny, and it makes me feel for him at the reunion because it would have been blindsided. Like when he cried now, it makes so much sense that he was just like, everyone's ganging up on me, and where the fuck did this come from? Because I literally just saw y'all not too long ago and it seemed cool.
Somebody said Colleen's dress was $1,500, and I'm just not believing it.
Maybe
So
rented. I mean, maybe if it was
Nothing,
like hand
that,
beaded.
nothing in that party said $1,500. I'll say that.
Yeah. I wish that they got smaller venues so it didn't look so empty. Because like I know they're
I
filming
noticed
and
that
they
too.
need space.
Like the decorations was very nice, like the roses hanging. But yeah, it definitely needed a smaller venue because it just looked like it was so much space. I was like, "Where, like your family?" Like,
Well, it's just her. Well, I guess her brothers were there, or yeah, she had other family members there. They showed her dad and her stepmom.
but I was like,
and
Brendan. I didn't see any Brendan's family there, so I was just like,
it was actually filmed like a month before her actual birthday.
Yeah. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna still watch next week because, like, let me be honest. Of course, I'm gonna watch, but I need more from Netflix. I hope producers. I see them in comments sometimes on different videos, and I really hope that they film After the Altar truly later, so that we have some time to see what happens because they did a really fucking horrible job, and I hope they hear us when we say y'all fumbled. You guys fumbled with this After the Altar and the reunion. It's just like we left with no new information.
I need to email somebody. I need to find a Netflix connect. I need to email because I have notes.
Let me pull
Right.
up my LinkedIn and see if I have any
Like who's
mutual.
there? Like who can we get in the door?
I feel like it would have been cool if they like even like how they did with the cutie scene, like we like aired it after. Like they could have given us a little synopsis and said, you know, aired, a cheating scandal broke out, and could have even like shown some like news screenshots of like what was going on.
Yes.
Yeah, then had them as like a Ravens follow up video. Like, you know what I mean? Like this film before all this happened, but at least acknowledge that all of this fucking happened after this filmed.
And I think it would have been nice if they did like if they did a sit down together, and then Raven was like, "I really can't believe you did this. I trusted you," even though I personally probably wouldn't have believed it. America probably would have.
Yeah.
She could have cried like, "I just don't believe you." And SK, I'm really sorry. Like I'm really like doing that. And then she takes the ring off and puts it on the coffee table.
Listen, Robert, you over here producing a better fucking show than what they gave us.
She was just like, I just can't trust you at this point. Like I really thought, like I really gave you a second chance, and like after you say no to me, it really just hurt.
Footage of them at Costco, we would have loved to see that.
And like, yeah, we could have been like, and she put the ring on the table, and she was just like, yeah, I just goodbye. Like it would have been good. Like
Honestly, I would have been like, ooh, like I just think they were lazy. And
they were very lazy.
they didn't even try to reality TV show doctor it up, produce it. They just said, okay, bye y'all, we're over this shit.
Because I would have been like,
bye.
Right.
Because I would have been like, here's a script. This is what you're gonna do. Cry on cue. Your feelings are
like
hurt.
The Bachelor.
They just should have acknowledged like that this was filmed prior. All of this shit broke out. Here's like kind of a mini update. Like, but
know what y'all should do? Because I feel like you're very talented in this way and I'm not. But imagine, like, Robert, everything that you just described, the whole scene. What if you could cut together clips of like everything that's happened on TikTok and all the videos and the interviews, and you filmed like the after the altar, SK and Raven, like
what it should have been.
What it should have been 3 minute. Oh my gosh. Imagine putting it together. Like I just my
I might have to get in the lab because I was just like, America.
I honestly think it could go viral in the sense of put you on the radar of the production team and be like, holy shit, he's developing better storylines than what we did. You can take some of the story time with Ricky, clips of interviews and Hannah and the timelines, and like I'm just saying, I can visualize it, and I feel like you should do it.
That's what people want to do.
I might have to do it like a parody. Just what happened.
Parody, yes, please do.
But y'all, we will be back next week because I'm pretty sure y'all we probably go live next week to talk about our thoughts on the initial like approach of like what approach you're taking.
Yeah.
And because
Rihanna, if Rihanna does well, we gotta talk about that too.
We'll talk about Rihanna as well. So y'all, like, ain't gonna lie, we're gonna have to make us a little poster. A little poster so we could just like interchange it with the topics like when we post it like that. So we're gonna have to make one of those. But like, thank y'all for joining. Like, we had a great live.
I know, it's fun.
Always have so much.
Because ain't gonna lie, we've been on here for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Talking.
I gotta go watch you.
I tried to get in that show. Like, I might try to start it again, but I couldn't get into it the first time.
The thing I'll say about you before we hang up is Penn Badgley actually has a video on TikTok right now where he said in this upcoming season, he asked the director to have less intimacy scenes.
I saw that.
He said that he wants like zero intimacy because fidelity is important in his relationship and he just didn't want to be a love interest. And I liked it because I've been having a lot of conversations around Lauren London, like really insisting on not kissing Jonah Hill. And so I thought it was interesting seeing that Penn Badgley is also saying, I don't want I wanted, but that's not a rom-com, so it's a little different. But anyway, let me know if you noticed that in this season.
I'm gonna pay attention.
I don't know. My feelings are kind of different because I honestly don't think you should volunteer to be in a rom com if you're not going to kiss the person, or have like, because I know like, or like, interact in a way of like, having sex. Like I feel like that's a
You
part
mean
of,
if you're not going to act?
yeah, pretty much. Like if you come in just to read scripts and like do like little parts, because granted I didn't watch like you people, because like it's just
You
not
gotta
something.
watch it. Watch it. There's no chemistry, but it was kind of like cute. But it's like they CGI'd a kiss. Like, sorry.
And I think that and I think that's a conversation, like, because I feel like kissing is just so normal. Like, what's it called? Didn't Harry Styles do that as well, or did I miss that? Like, I feel like he did it for or I think that might have been nude scenes. My fault. So
Well,
it's like,
we'll write our list, and then if y'all have suggestions, just send them. If there's like things that are
y'all
happening
want us
this
to
week,
talk
but
about,
yeah, this
honestly,
pop culture vibe. I know we'll have a lot of stuff.
like we literally talk. Also, to wrap it up, I just want to say this: Harry Styles did not deserve to win Album of the Year, and that's all I have to say.
Bad Bunny should have got it.
Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, a real singer should have won, and there was only probably 3 real singers in that
I'm gonna
category.
send y'all the stories. I'll DM y'all a story time around why they refused to vote for Beyonce for that award.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'll write that down. I'll write that down for the next time because I have thoughts.
This was fun, y'all. Until
Okay.
next time.
It was so fun talking to you guys.
I will see y'all next week. Actually,
Bye.
see ya.